all of you, please unmute yourself. The names that I had taken, you have to unmute yourself.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So, the topic is impact of social media on human behavior and society. Okay? And I hope all of you have understood what is the topic. Now you can
Yes,
start
ma'am.
your discussion. I want to see how you discuss, okay? How you carry on the discussion. So, one of you can start. I will not take any name. One of you can start the discussion, okay? And you can discuss for 10 minutes, maximum 10 minutes, okay? I'm giving you 10 minutes. You can start. Yes, I'm waiting. Who is going to start? You cannot wait, okay? You cannot wait. So, this is another thing. Okay, when you take part in a group discussion, you cannot wait for a longer period of time. You cannot be like he will start or she will start. Okay, if you see that that no one is starting the discussion, you can take that opportunity and start the discussion. Okay? Yes, please start the discussion.
Good morning, ma'am, and good morning, my dear all group members and all my dear friends. So, ma'am, giving us a topic on about group discussion and on our online group discussion. The topic is impact of social media on human behavior and society. So, we all know about the social media, and students also use the social media like Facebook, WhatsApp, uh, mail, Skype, Instagram, etc., etc. So, social media. I think social media using of us is a very creativity sometimes, and sometimes it affect us badly, or sometimes it affect us good in good. So, when we using social media, we can connect our old friends, and we meet various types of people who various behaviors peoples from our country or out of our country. And I think the best part is of social media, if we use it very properly, then we can uh, learn about the other countries culture, their behaviors, and also I think we can learn about various types of subjects. So, and I think social media change our mind and power of thinking. Sometimes we feel depressed, but in social media we see various types of people, and we get various types of videos which make our mind fresh, like mind fresh. We see all the things, but if we collect the good things from them from social media, so um, it's affect us good. And sometimes social media shares some bad newses. If we connect with them, then our mindset is going to bad. So I think social media have two sides. One of is good and one of is bad. So I think that if we connect in social media, then we should learn the best things which can make our life is good. So thank you so much.
Mm. Who are the other participants of this group?
Yeah, Pooja, you're right at some point, but yes, that you're right that we live in a generations where information is just a touch away. Anything we want to know about anything, we can search on a Google or any website where we can find the solutions or the things that we want to know that we are people want to know they want to read or understand or then speak their minds and almost anything and everything. Then that is when the social media started gaining the popularity. On social media that has become one of the most significant realities to sorry of today. But the but social media is also have a bad side, nowadays that kids were always on their phones, on their parents cell phones, doing stuff like playing online video games or watching YouTube's that is also a bad side of some bad side, not so much, but some bad side of social media. And social media is also good because we are in what sorry ma'am, social media it's also good because the social media helped us in various ways, we are in a quarantine or in this pandemic situation where we are attending our classes in online, uh, like doing attend sorry yeah. Sorry ma'am, um like of social media is helping us the other platforms, like popular social media platforms like YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp or Facebook, with more than 2000 or maybe I don't know like so many Facebook users are over the world. Or
Sheetal?
yeah, the power of these the power of this social media is very high, and it has effect on each individual. Some feel that it's a boon while the others believe it to be a curse. So I think that social media is uh, it has a good side and also have a bad side, but it I think it's a good side. Thank you.
And I would like to support Puja's opinion about that that social media gives like motivation, that like motivation videos and all that makes us happy and good. But as a social media user myself, I found that like many people that gives like motivational videos and photos, they they're real, that on their real life they don't like live happily or like that. I can see like that. And and one of the most bad things that I I know about social media is that social harassment and and people people sending message and hacking others account and like exposing exposing them to social media as and very badly that influence their livelihood. So I would like to share this.
Hmm.
I really respect what all of my friends have said and shared their ideas on it. But I also like to add on to it, like there, of course, there are good impacts of social media. But what I feel, in my opinion, I think there is more bad impact of social media. There is more bad impact of social media on our human behavior rather than the good ones, because social media. The first thing I would like to say is the social media has also been associated with cyberbullying and abuse, which is more common nowadays. Since there are we can find, even when we are using internet, we often uh, come across some websites some websites where they say it like that website is not safe, since it might add virus to your mobile phones, like that. So we can also find there's cyberbullying and abuses due to social media. And also there was a game once, maybe 2 years back or 2 years back, with the name of Shark or something, which is an social media, which is regarded as a social media's violent games, which resulted in increase in violent tendencies and behaviors in children. As we could see, we should also that we could also see in news that many children have died, have tended like had shown some tendencies of doing suicidal things to themselves. So it's also one of the bad impact on social media on human behavior. Then social media has also been used as a tool to spread negativity as well. Like rumors nowadays spread online more faster than in offline. It has increased it has increased the instances of violence in the society. Uh, with social media, I think it is nearly impossible to avoid bad news as well, and the negative influences on our lives. This can lead to this can also lead to long lasting psychological effect on human behavior, like stress, anxiety and all. We can also another example, we can say, like most of the actors nowadays also, they try most of their news, private news, we can almost find it in online nowadays, because even they don't know how their private news have been spread so easily. And there is also one of the bad impacts of social media on human behavior. Thank you, ma'am.
Mm. Is there anyone who wants to say something else from your group?
Uh, and lastly, despite all the negative things about social media, I would like to say that social media can be considered as a shelter to society. Like despite like the recent pandemic and like lockdown, without social media, we would be like crazy to do something. So I would say that social media is a good thing in this pandemic.
Okay. Now, Sachin had uh, tried to summarize the whole discussion, and that's what you should do. Okay? When you take part in a group discussion, you must summarize the discussion. One of you must summarize the discussion. If you see none of the members are trying to summarize the discussion, you can take that opportunity and you can summarize the whole discussion. Because when you are discussing about something, you need to summarize it too. Okay, so there must be a solution, isn't it? So take the opportunity of summarizing the discussion. Another thing that I have observed is related to time. Now, when you were discussing about the topic, you were not much aware of the time. Time management is very necessary, okay, when you take part in a group discussion, because you do not get a lot of time, okay, you do not get a lot of time, and you get 10 minutes or 20 minutes or half an hour. You have limited time, and you need to share your views and opinions within that given time frame, okay. So that is why it's very important to manage your time. I had given you 10 minutes and you were not able to conclude your discussion within 10 minutes, okay. What every member in the group should do is manage your time. Do not speak for a longer period, okay. Your contributions must be short. You must contribute for 3 to 4 times depending upon the given time, okay, but your contributions must be short. You should try to express your opinions concisely, okay. You must be able to make it short as well as informative, okay. Now take care of the time. Whenever you are taking part in a group discussion, you have to manage your time, okay. Now when you
Okay, ma'am.
see your time is about to get over, okay, and you need to summarize the discussion. Do not try to drag the discussion at that moment, okay. At that moment you are not supposed to drag the discussion, because if you drag the discussion, if you talk about if you talk about something new, you will not be able to finish the discussion within the given time frame, isn't it? So that is why when you see that your time is about to get over, do not drag the discussion, do not discuss about something new. Instead of that, try to summarize it. One of you try to summarize it, okay. Do not summarize it like do not summarize the discussion when someone else is trying to say something, okay. When all of you are done, when all the members are done, and you see that the discussion is about to over, or the discussion is over, or the time is about to get over, then you should summarize the discussion. But you should not summarize it way before, okay. Suppose 20 minutes are given to you, your discussion have started at suppose 11 a.m. and 20 minutes have been given to you, so your discussion should end by 11:20. Do not summarize it at 11:10, okay. Check the time. That's why I have said that time management is very necessary. Next is regarding the data, okay. If you are not sure about the data, do not mention it, okay. It's good if you can mention some figures, okay, but if you are unsure about that particular figure, do not ever mention it, okay. If you are sure about the figure, then only you're supposed to mention it. Do not provide any incorrect information, okay. Another thing is regarding addressing, okay. Do not address the evaluator, okay. In this case, I was the evaluator. I had given you the topic and I was observing you, isn't it? I was the observer. You're not supposed to address me, okay. You're not supposed to say ma'am or something like this in between, because you are not discussing with me. Your discussion is going on with the group members. So you're not supposed to look at the observer, you're not supposed to address the observer. Okay, so these are the few things that you should keep in mind. And
Okay, ma'am.
these
Thank
were
you,
the
ma'am.
mistakes, these were the mistakes that I had observed when you were discussing on the topic. And before sharing your opinion, before telling anything, be sure about it. Okay, because clarity is very important. You must be sure about it. Okay, now in a group discussion you get a lot of time actually. When you take part in an extempore speech, you do not get time. The topic is given to you and you have to deliver your speech, isn't it? You do not get a lot of time to think. But when you take part in a group discussion, you get a lot of time. How you get a lot of time? Because all the members are not supposed to speak at the same time, isn't it? So when one member is sharing his or her opinion, the other members can figure out what he or she wants to say, isn't it? So clarity is very important. And in a group discussion, you get time. You get a little bit of time to think about it. So be clear. When you share your opinion, the other members should be able to understand it. You must be able to express it properly. Once you are able to express it properly, then only the other members will be able to understand you. So you must think before you say anything, because clarity is very important. Organization is very important. You should not be repetitive. Okay, should not repeat the things again and again. Okay, once you have said a point, you are done with that. You're not supposed to repeat it again. Okay, and as soon as you are asked to start the discussion, you must start the discussion. Okay, someone in the group must start, someone from the group must start the discussion. Okay, you're not supposed to wait for anyone. And nobody is going to say you like, now you speak, or now you're supposed to speak, now you're supposed to speak, or next, what happened, why are you not speaking? Nobody is going to say you this kind of things. Okay, the way you discuss with your friends, the way you discuss about other things with your friends, okay, you're supposed to discuss about the given topic with your group members in that manner itself. Okay, you're not supposed to wait for anyone. You're not supposed to wait for the observer to say you something, because the observer is not going to say you anything. You do not have any kind of interaction with the observer during the group discussion, and you are not supposed to make any kind of interaction too. Okay, the observer will do his or her duty. The evaluator will definitely evaluate you on the basis of certain qualities. The observer or the evaluator will do their job, but you're not supposed to address the observer, you're not supposed to talk to the observer, or you're not supposed to discuss anything with the observer, because the observer is not a part of the discussion. Okay, so these are the few things related to group discussion. So that's why I had planned to conduct this group discussion. Now I think time is we don't have much time, so that is why I will not be able to start the next discussion. But this is the basic idea. When you actually take part in a discussion, you'll come to know about a lot of things. Otherwise, theoretically, you'll not understand things. You'll understand it, you'll be able to write it, but as soon as you face the group discussion, you'll forget everything. Okay, until and unless you do not practice it, you will not understand it. You'll be able to write it, you'll be able to give a lecture on it, but you'll not be able to practically do it. So that is why practical classes are very important. I know online it's a little bit difficult, but we have to try, isn't it? So I hope you could get some kind of idea of group discussion of a group discussion. Okay, so that's all for today, students. Do you have any questions for me? Anything that you want to ask me?